Good morning, folks. Fine Saturday morning, and I'm off to Woodlands Premium Motorcycles to bring this bike in for its 12,000 mile service. But there's a catch. This is not going to be the full 12,000 mile service as defined in the service manual. I'm only going to get them to do the minimum required to try and keep the cost down. When I say the minimum required, I mean for things that I have no time to do, or I'd have to kind of... Let me explain. Let me show you what's on the schedule, and I explain what's going to happen.
The maintenance schedule for the Triumph Tiger 900 Rally Pro is shown on the screen, and we're going to be focused on this column here, the second column from the right. And it shows basically lubrication, engine oil has got to be done, oil and filter, fuel system and engine management. We got to check the fuel hoses and all of that stuff. The bits in highlight is what I'm going to have the dealership do. They're going to do all of that stuff. So I'm not going to do these things. Cooling system check for leaks, check and adjust coolant level. I'll do that. Engine, I'll do the clutch cable and the clutch system. Valve clearances and camshaft timing, I expect them to do that. Wheels and tires, I'm going to check for all of these items under the wheels and tires here. Steering and suspension, check for free operation, front and rear suspension, check for damage, leaks and smooth operation. Steering head bearings, check and adjust. Probably don't need to do that, but I'll check it anyway. It says to lubricate, so there's the first thing that I've got to actually do is lubricate this. Rear suspension unit and linkage, lubricate. So those are the two lubrications that need to be done. The brake system, check operation. Yeah, it's working. I'm going to check my brake pads and brake fluid levels. And then let's see the next page. What we've got here is brake master cylinders. We've got to check that. Brake calipers and final drive. We got to check the chain slack. You got to lubricate and check for wear on the chain itself, and the rubbing strip, they said to replace that. Doubt if I need to replace that, but we'll check it anyway. Electrical, lights, instruments, electrical systems, check and adjust. ABS modulator, check for diagnostic codes. Bank angle indicators underneath the pegs, check for wear. I've got none. I've never dragged the pegs on this bike yet. Center or side stand, check for wear, smooth operation. Again, with these highlighted things here, I'm going to have the dealer do that, which is chassis ECM, engine ECM, suspension ECM, check for latest calibration download using the Triumph diagnostic tool. This is one of the main reasons I'm bringing this into the dealership. I want them to hook it up to the Triumph diagnostic tool and see what needs to be downloaded. Carry out all outstanding service bulletin and warranty work. Well, there's no warranty claim on it, so that should be quick. Fasteners, inspect visually for security. I'm going to do that. Road test and all of the other stuff here I'll do. So that's it, basically, for what needs to be done for the 12,000 mile service.
So yeah, like I said, it's only going to be a partial service for the things that require a little bit more invasive surgery, and I don't have time as we get into the holidays to be dicking around with my motorbike and potentially messing things up. Now I understand that the valve check in itself, I've done a valve check on my RS a couple of times now, and it's not too hard to do, and I understand the concepts. I just haven't done it on a triple before, and I've never done it definitely on this Tiger, and it requires taking off the tank and all of that kind of stuff, which in itself is not hard. But yeah, better to leave this part to the professionals. And the other main reason is that they'll hook it up to the Triumph diagnostics, and they'll get all the latest software and firmware and any kind of service bulletins, that kind of stuff. I wouldn't have that anyway, so I'd want that to be done at the 12,000 mile service. So that means I would have had to take it in anyway to get it done. So while it's in there, it might as well get all of the other stuff that's going to be done. Another thing too that needs to be done is the throttle body sync. So I would have to buy some additional tools to do that myself. And you know, I don't need to buy that now that they're going to do it. And I've never had the throttle body synced on my RS. I don't even know if it's needed. Put it this way, the RS rides fine without any kind of syncing at this point in time. Which brings me exactly to the comment that I want to make about this Tiger right now. It's got just about 11.3, so it's a little bit early for the 12,000 mile service. It's got about 11.3 miles on it, 11,300, and I've had the bike for 16 months, so it's just over a year and a quarter or a year and a third old, and zero problems, touch wood. Zero problems. The only problem that I can say that this bike has had is this joystick here sometimes tends to stick. But if you move it with your thumb on the top of the joystick as opposed to on the side of the joystick, it wouldn't stick. So it's kind of an intermittent problem and not worthy of changing the whole switch cube, which is what some people have the dealership do when they complain that it sticks. I did put some lubricant in there at one time, some WD-40, but I have a feeling that's the wrong lubricant for that. But anyway, it doesn't bother me too much right now. I hardly use it, and when I do, I put my finger or my thumb on the top of the joystick and move it, and it doesn't jump. That is the only problem that I've had with this Tiger. This Tiger right now is running perfect. No stumbling, no idle problems, starts on the first kick, good mileage. Right now I'm getting 44.2, but I you know, that's all city riding and commuting. And I've gotten as high as 60 before, fairly recently, in September I think. So yeah, I can't complain. So I don't see how their service is going to improve this. You know, I'm not going to get another 10 horsepower from this bike. So I'm basically going to be paying to get this thing done, just to make sure that the valves are in spec, that the throttle bodies have been synced. Now whether I go and get this done in another 12,000 miles time, that's debatable. I can tell you right now, most likely not. If the bike is not riding properly, I probably will get that valve check and throttle body sync and all of that done at 24,000 miles. But as it stands right now, I don't plan to do that again. You know, say what you will, you know, everybody has got their approach to motorcycle maintenance, and yeah, that would be my approach. But I always feel that you should get the break-in maintenance done, 600 miles, get the 6,000 mile maintenance done, and I had that done by myself, and then get the 12,000 mile maintenance done, the first big one with the valve check, get that done properly, and that's it. But like I said, the bike really doesn't need any work. One of the things that I will do though, that I did not ask the dealership to do, and that I will do myself, is I will check all my spokes. This bike apparently has, or I should say that the wheels that come supplied with this bike have been reported to sometimes have broken spokes. So I'm going to be doing a separate video on that, and that's going to be the check of that is going to be part of my 12,000 mile service that I'm going to do myself. What a lovely day for a ride. I'd be rather going for a ride than going to the dealership. Man, 71 degrees. Park here. Okay, let's get inside and get this done.
Mobile phone 1 connected.
Well, I've just picked up, or I'm about to ride off with the Tiger, and it's got the first part of the 12,000 mile service. I asked them to write down what the valve settings or readings were, and they did. Everything was spot on. No adjustments needed. Firmware was updated, and the Bluetooth module had an update, so that was pretty good. Maybe I'll get a better connectivity now. Good to be back on the Tiger, of course. Had a few days riding the RS, always nice, but it's completely different to ride a Tiger. Not only the seating position, but the smoothness. So, since he adjusted nothing, I expect there to be no difference in the performance of the bike. It should ride the same. We'll see. We'll confirm that on the way home. Air filter is new, spark plugs are new, so maybe there will be a difference in riding performance. Who knows? I have no idea as to how dirty the air filter was. 12,000 miles, I expect it probably be slightly dirty, but who knows? Spark plugs, I don't expect there to be much difference to the new spark plugs, so anyway, I got a nice little discount, so instead of being the 814 or 815 that quoted me, it was 791, so that's a good break. Oh, it feels so nice to be back on the Tiger. Oh, my mirrors are still in the same position. Nobody bumped them, which is good. I can never seem to get them adjusted right, and then when I get them adjusted right and somebody bumps them or I bump them, then it's a big old palaver to get it back exactly how I want it. Pain in the butt. So it's good to see that my mirrors are not moved. I think it's riding a little bit better. I don't know if it's because I haven't ridden it in a while, or if it's because of the new spark plugs and the air filter, but I think it's riding a little bit peppier. I'll take that.
Now that the bike is back from the dealership, I've just got to finish off doing the rest of my checklist. And so comparing what they've done to what I had highlighted that they should do, it's pretty much straight up what I asked. They did an auto scan, or they supposedly did an auto scan, balanced throttle bodies, cleaned the SAS, replace air filter, spark plugs, valves, updates, recalls, service light. And the resolution note said valve clearance check. Triumph specs intake valve gap is between 0.10 and 0.20. Exhaust is 0.325 to 0.375. And cylinder 1, 2, and 3 are all within specs. So no adjustment needed to be made, no shims needed to be added or anything like that. So I guess they didn't touch those, and they changed the spark plugs and the air filter, both of which I would think would have been in good condition. I have no idea what they look like, but with only 11,300 miles on the clock, I don't expect there to be any deterioration. The bike seemed to have a little bit more pickup, and it was driving really nicely, riding really nicely and really smoothly. But then, any change would have been very subtle due to the new spark plug and new air filter. The notes also said that the tech noted that the bike had no codes, which I knew that. They updated the connectivity module, so I assume that that's the Bluetooth connectivity module. So I'm eager to try that and to see if it improves it. Although because I use two bikes, it's not really work out for me because the bike has got to be the hub. The headset will be connected to the bike, and then the phone will be connected to the bike, and they're not going to be connected to each other, phone to headset, which really messes things up if I go ride my BMW with the BMW Navigator 6. That's expecting a connection between the headset and the phone. My system right now, as you know, I use the CarPlay system for CarPlay, and since I'm using this as a commuter bike, I'm kind of using the navigation if I do need it from the phone. So really, I don't need to have the Bluetooth hookup, but it would be nice to see if it's improved. And maybe I'll do a video and get back to you on that. So no recalls. There's been no recalls on this bike. I didn't ask them to check anything else. For the charges, they gave me a discount on the parts, which was nice. So the parts turned out to be a reasonable cost to me. And then, of course, the labor was the biggest part of the whole bill. So I expect that this should stay within spec for a while, and I'm not going to be looking at these valves for at least another 12,000 miles, if not more. I intend to do a thorough spoke check on this bike. It does say wheels inspect for damage. And it says here, wheels, check for broken or damaged spokes and check spoke tightness. So this is a known thing that needs to be done every 6,000 miles. So, you got to check for spokes and broken or damaged spokes. So those of you who are new to having a spoke wheel, this is the thing. The rest of the tests on this thing here are pretty simple and straightforward. I should be able to get all of them done in a couple of hours. The bike has not even got 12,000 on it. It's just over 11.3. So I'm a little bit soon on my service, but that's basically it. I expect that I am not going to be recording any of the checks and all the other stuff. I'll just do that on my own. But I will record my efforts with regard to the spokes. So the spoke checks, there'll be a video. So keep watching this channel for that. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, give me a like, subscribe, share the video, leave some comments below. Ideas that how you do your 12,000 mile service. Like I said, I went ahead and I had some of it done at the dealership, and I'm going to do the rest just to try and keep the cost down a little. And this is, I expect that this is probably going to be this is probably going to be the last time that I'm going to have it done at a dealership. At least this way, I made sure that all of the bike's electronics have been updated, and that's a large part of why I wanted it to go to the dealership anyway. I wanted to make sure I got the latest software, downloaded, and I didn't expect the connectivity module to be updated, but it's updated, and I'm glad for that. So whether it makes a difference on how I use the bike, at least if I keep this bike or sell the bike, at least it'll be in good order anyway. So that's it for this video. See you later. Take care. Keep the shinies tied up and stay safe.